Hello students, in this particular session we will be learning about chemical kinetics. Suppose if we are traveling from say one place to other, say Bangalore to Mangalore, then don't we plan our journey? We decide about the time, we decide about the mode of travel, whether to take a flight, whether to take a bus or whether to take a train. So similarly, depending upon the conditions we choose the mode of transport, we decide about the time. In the same way, in any chemical reaction which is of industrial importance, we need to choose the optimum conditions for the reaction. In the sense, the temperature, the best temperature, the pressure, the amount of the reactants to be taken, etc. So as to yield the maximum yield and to be economical. So this aspect of a chemical reaction is studied under chemical kinetics. So this is a branch of chemistry where the study of rate of a reaction, the factors affecting the rate of the reaction and the mechanism of the reactions are dealt with. So basically this reaction is of industrial importance and this gives clue about the mechanism of the reactions. So in this particular chapter, so we will be discussing about the rate of the reactions and the parameters or the factors that help us to establish the mechanism of the reactions like order of the reaction and molecularity of the reactions, and then factors that affect the rate of the reactions like concentrations of the reactants, temperature effect and catalyst effect are studied in this particular chapter. So first of all, let us discuss about the rate of the reaction. Rate of the reaction. So when we say rate of any process, it basically means the pace with which the process is going. Similarly, in a reaction, say when we are converting reactant say R into the product P, what happens? As the reaction proceeds, more and more reactants react and yield the product. So during the chemical reaction, what exactly is changing? It is the reactant, concentration of the reactant that decreases during the reaction, and similarly it is a concentration of the product that increases during the reaction. So basically during the chemical reaction, the rate of the reaction is hence nothing but the change in the rate of change in concentration of the reactant or the product with the time. Hence we can define the rate of the reaction as the change in or else the increase in concentration of the product with respect to time, or it is the decrease in concentration of the reactant with respect to time. So now let us consider a reaction R giving P, the product. Okay, so if suppose R1, let R1 and R2 be the concentrations of the reactant at time T1 and T2 respectively, then the rate of disappearance of the reactant R is equal to minus concentration of reactant at time 2 minus concentration of the reactant R at time T1 divided by T2 minus T1. This, therefore, we can also write it as minus delta R divided by delta T for considerable interval of time T. Similarly, rate of appearance of P. So, during the reaction, the more and more product will be formed, and hence rate of appearance of P will be equal to, if suppose P2 is the concentration of the product at time T2, and if P1 is the concentration of the product at time T1, then it is P2 minus P1 divided by T2 minus T1, which is equal to delta P divided by delta T, where P1 and P2 are concentrations of product at time T1 and T2 respectively. Okay. Therefore, rate of the reaction is equal to rate of disappearance of the reactant, or else it is also equal to rate of the appearance of the product. Hence, we can write rate of the reaction to be rate of the reaction to be equal to minus delta R by delta T, or this is also equal to plus delta P divided by delta T. So, here the negative sign indicates that the concentration of the reactant is decreasing with the time, whereas for the product it is positive, indicating that the concentration of the product is increasing with time, because rate is nothing but rate of the reaction basically is nothing but the rate of the change in concentration of the reactant or change in concentration of the product with respect to time, and this cannot be a negative value, and therefore this has to be, since the reactant concentration is decreasing with time, it has to be multiplied by the negative sign so as to get a positive value. So, suppose if we plot the concentration of the reactant versus time, then we get a plot of this sort. So, concentration of product along y axis and time along x axis if we plot. Initially, the concentration of the reactant will be high, and as the reaction proceeds, it goes on decreasing and then remains constant. Similarly, if we plot concentration of the reactant here. So, if we plot concentration of the product versus time graph, then initially the concentration of the product will be nil, and as the reaction proceeds, slowly the concentration of the reactant goes on increasing and then reaches a maximum value. So, in case of concentration of the reactant versus time graph, the concentration initially it will be high and then it slowly decreases reaching a minimum value. And similarly, when we plot concentration of the product versus time, initially the concentration will be nil and then slowly increases and remains a constant after certain duration of time. Okay. So, suppose if we note or if we observe the rate of change of concentration of the reactant or rate of change of concentration of the product for a certain interval of time, say T1 and T2, in the initial stages of the reaction, then say here, if this duration, let me consider this as delta T1, then the change in concentration of the reactant will be, say, let me write it as delta R1. So, after certain interval of time, for the same change in the time interval, the change in concentration of the reactant, let me write this as delta T2, and the corresponding change in concentration of the reactant will be delta R2. So, if we look at the graph carefully, we can observe that in the initial stages of the reaction, for the same interval of time, the change in concentration of the reactant is larger, whereas after certain interval, after certain stages of the reaction, the rate of change of or the change in concentration of the reactant for the same time interval, it will be smaller, or delta R1 is greater than delta R2, where this is during the beginning of the reaction or during the early stages of reaction, whereas this during the later part of the reaction. Similarly, if we look at the graph of concentration of product versus time, again here also let us take the time as delta T1. So, let me take so much of time. So, the corresponding change in concentration of the product will be delta P1. At the later stage of the reaction, if suppose, let me take here, if this is delta T2, the corresponding change in concentration of the product, we can observe a very small, and it is delta P2. So, even here also it is same. So, here in the early stages of the reaction, the change in concentration of the product will be larger. In the later part of the reaction, the change in concentration of the product will be smaller. So, we can say that the rate of the reaction in the beginning, it will be faster, and in the later stage, the rate of the reaction becomes slower, because rate of the reaction is basically nothing but the change in concentration of the reactant with respect to time, or it is a change in concentration of the product with respect to time. And hence we can say that throughout the reaction, the rate of the reaction will not be the same. In the early stage, when the reactant concentration is high, the rate of reaction will be faster, and as the reaction proceeds, the rate of the reaction slows down. So, therefore, we can now let us move on to the units of rate of reaction. So, basically the rate of reaction is nothing but delta R by delta T, or it is plus delta P by delta T, and hence the unit of rate of reaction must be unit of the concentration, the unit of the reactant concentration divided by the unit of the time, and hence it has to be unit of concentration divided by unit of time, and hence this implies generally for a liquid phase reaction the unit of concentration, it is expressed as mole per liter, by time it is, in general it is expressed in terms of second, and hence the unit of rate of reaction is mole per liter per second, or in general if suppose if a reaction is a fast reaction, then the time may be in terms of seconds, and if it is a slow reaction, then it may be in terms of minute or hour, and hence in general we can write that units of rate of reaction as mole per liter per second, or as mole per liter per time. This is for liquid phase reaction. If suppose the reaction is a gas phase reaction, then the concentration term is replaced by the partial pressure or the partial pressure, and the unit of the partial pressure is atmosphere, and therefore for gas phase reaction it will be the unit will be atmosphere per time. This is about unit of reaction. Now, as I said earlier, during the course of the reaction, the pace with which a reaction is proceeding will not be the same. Initially it will be high and later it will slow down. So, take for example, when we travel from say Mangalore to Bangalore, the speed with which we are moving will not be the same. When we move in a congested road, the speed will be lesser, and when the road is vacant, the speed will be larger. Similarly, in a reaction also, the rate of the reaction or the pace with which the reaction is proceeding will vary, and hence this whatever we have discussed so far, this gives the rate of change of concentration of the reactant or the rate of change of concentration of the product for a considerable interval of time, and hence this is called as average reaction rate. So far we have discussed about the average rate of the reaction, but this average rate of the reaction will not be much use, because if at any instant of time we need to know the rate of the reaction, the rate of the reaction, as we have discussed earlier, keeps on changing. Initially the rate of the reaction will be very high, and as the reaction proceeds, the concentration of the reactant decreases, and hence the rate of the reaction also decreases. So, suppose if we need to find out the rate of the reaction at any instant, then one more terminology was introduced, and that is instantaneous rate. Instantaneous rate. If we are traveling from Mangalore to Bombay, say for example, then throughout the journey our pace or our speed of the travel will not be the same. In a very congested road, we may move with slower pace, and in a very vacant road, we may move with the faster pace. Similarly, in a reaction also, the speed or the rate of the reaction varies. So, the instantaneous rate of a reaction corresponds to the rate of change of concentration of the reactant or the product at any instant. Hence, it is the rate of change of concentration of the product or the reactant at that instant. Now, so we know that rate of the reaction is delta R minus of delta R by delta T, or it can also be plus delta P divided by delta T, where delta R corresponds to change in concentration of the reactant and delta T corresponds to the change in time during that particular phenomenon, and delta P corresponds to the change in concentration of the product corresponding to the time. So, in instantaneous rate, it is written as R instantaneous. It will be equal to, it is the rate of change of concentration of the product or the reactant at that particular instant. In the sense, it is the limit of delta minus of delta R divided by delta T when delta T approaches to 0. Therefore, this can be replaced by, or this can be written as minus dr by dt, where the term dr corresponds to the change in concentration of the reactant for a very short time dt. If we are writing in terms of the product, then the R instantaneous will be equal to limit of plus delta P divided by delta T as delta T approaches to 0, and this again can be written as plus dP divided by dt, where dP corresponds to the change in concentration of the product for a small interval of time dt. Okay, so this is about the instantaneous rate of the reaction. Now, how to calculate this instantaneous rate of reaction? So, this instantaneous rate of reaction is calculated using the graph. So, if we are plotting the concentration of the reactant, versus time plot, then it looks something like this. And then if we need to measure the instantaneous rate at any point, say P, then at point P we should draw a tangent to the curve. So, the slope of this tangent gives the instantaneous rate. Therefore, R instantaneous will be equal to slope of the curve. Okay, so let me write again. So, R instantaneous will be equal to slope of the graph at P will be equal to dP divided by dt. I am sorry, dr divided by, it is a reactant. So, it is dr divided by dt. Similarly, if we are plotting the concentration of the product versus time, then the graph will be concentration of product versus time. Initially the concentration will be nil, and as the reaction proceeds the concentration increases, and suppose if we need to find out the instantaneous rate say at P, then we need to draw a tangent there. Again the slope of this tangent gives us the instantaneous rate. So here our instantaneous will be equal to, this corresponds to dP and this corresponds to dt, and hence our instantaneous will be equal to plus dP by dt. So here again we can observe this graph is sloping down, and therefore the slope will have the negative sign, and here it is increasing curve, and therefore the slope will have the positive sign. So this is about the average rate of the reaction and instantaneous rate of the reaction. Let me brief it again. So average rate of the reaction corresponds for a longer interval of time, whereas instantaneous rate of a reaction corresponds to the change in concentration of the reactant or the product at any instant or at that particular instant of time. Okay, so this is about average rate of the reaction and instantaneous rate of the reaction. Now, if we consider a general reaction, so if we consider a general reaction of the form A moles of A reacting with B moles of B, giving C moles of C and D moles of D. So the rate of reaction for such general reaction will be, general equation will be, say look at the equation carefully, as the reaction proceeds, A molecules, let us convert it into a molecules. So during the process, at each stage, at each step, A amount of species A will be reacting with B amount of species B, giving C amount of species C and D amount of species D. Therefore, during the course of the reaction, A amount of A disappears along with B amount of B, and C amount of the species C appears along with D amount of species D. Therefore, for such equation or so for such reactions, the rate of the reaction is given by the expression rate of the reaction will be equal to, A is disappearing, therefore it has to be minus, this is disappearing A times, and hence the rate of the reaction should be 1 by A times delta A divided by delta T, which is equal to, again B, it is disappearing B times, and hence 1 by B minus 1 by B concentration or delta B divided by delta T, which is equal to C times C is appearing, therefore it is plus 1 by C delta C divided by delta T, which is again equal to D times D is appearing, and therefore it is 1 by D times delta D concentration of the D divided by change in concentration of, change in the time interval, change in the time. Therefore, in any general equation where the stoichiometric coefficient is more than 1, then the rate of the reaction has to be multiplied. The rate of the disappearance or the rate of the appearance has to be divided by the corresponding stoichiometric coefficient. Say for example, let us consider an example of hydrogen reacting with hydrogen gas, reacting with iodine gas, forming 2 hydrogen iodide gas. Okay, so according to this equation, 1 mole of hydrogen reacts with 1 mole of iodine, giving 2 moles of hydrogen iodide. Therefore, for this particular equation or for this particular reaction, the rate of the reaction is, rate of the reaction is, in this particular reaction, for every 1 mole of hydrogen disappearing or for every 1 molecule of hydrogen disappearing, 2 moles of hydrogen iodide is formed, or for every 1 molecule of iodine that is being consumed, 2 moles of hydrogen iodide is formed, and hence the rate of the reaction will be equal to the rate of disappearance of hydrogen with time, which is again equal to the rate of disappearance of iodine, which is equal to, for every 1 mole or for every 1 molecule of hydrogen and for every 1 molecule of iodine consumed, 2 molecules of hydrogen iodide is formed, and therefore the rate of the reaction should be half the rate of hydrogen iodide that is formed, and hence it is 1/2 times the rate of appearance of hydrogen iodide. So, this is the expression for the rate of the reaction for this particular reaction. Similarly, so let me consider one more example. Say bromide reacts with bromate in aqueous medium, bromate in acid, in presence of acid, giving bromine and HCl, H2O, 3, 6, 3, yes. This is a stoichiometric equation in which bromide reacts with bromate in presence of acid, giving bromine and water. So, what will be the rate equation for this particular reaction? So, rate of the reaction will be equal to, therefore it is stoichiometric coefficient has to be divided for the expression of rate of appearance or rate of disappearance. Therefore, rate of the reaction will be, it is minus 1/5 times delta Br minus divided by delta T, which is equal to minus delta BrO3 minus divided by delta T, which again is equal to 1/3 times plus here because it is appearing, and therefore it is plus 1/3 into delta Br2 divided by delta T, which is again equal to 1/3 times rate of appearance of water. Okay. So, this is the rate expression for the stoichiometric reaction of bromide with the bromate in presence of acid giving bromine. So, the stoichiometric coefficient has to be divided for the expression of rate of appearance or the rate of disappearance of the corresponding species. So, now let us discuss few problems so that this concept becomes more clear. So, let us consider now one problem. For the reaction R giving P, the concentration of reactant changes from 0.03 molar to 0.02 molar in 25 minutes. Calculate the average rate of the reaction using the units of time both in minutes and seconds. So, we need to calculate the average rate of the reaction. So, average rate of the reaction R average is given by the rate of change in concentration of, here reactant is given, therefore, it is a decrease in concentration of the reactant by time. So, it is minus R2 divided by R1 whole divided by T2 minus T1 or delta R divided by delta T. So, this is equal to the reaction, the concentration of the reactant is changing from 0.03 molar to 0.02 molar in 25 minutes. Therefore, it is minus 0.02 minus 0.03 divided by the duration is 25 minutes. Change in time is 25 minutes. Therefore, it comes out as minus of minus becomes plus and therefore, it is plus 0.01 divided by 25 which is equal to 4 into 10 to the power minus 4 mole per liter it will be or molar per minute. And it is also asked to find out in seconds. So, this is for minute or this is for 60 seconds. So, this is 4 into 10 to the power minus 4 is for 60 seconds and hence for 1 second how much? Therefore, this has to be divided by 60. Therefore, in terms of second, so R average of the rate of the reaction, average rate of the reaction in seconds will be equal to so much 4 into 10 to the power minus 4 divided by 60. So, it becomes equal to 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 4 molar per second. Okay. So, this is about this one. So, it is a rate of change in concentration of the reactant with the corresponding change in time. So, let us take up one more problem. So, in our reaction 2A giving product, the concentration of A decreases from 0.5 mole per liter to 0.4 mole per liter in 10 minutes. Calculate the rate during this interval. So, this is again it is the average rate itself. So, R average or even if you simply write it as the rate of the reaction, it does not matter, just rate of the reaction. It will be our concentration of, it is given in terms of the reactant and it is given in terms of the A decreases. So, it is given in terms of the reactant. Therefore, it is minus R2 minus R1 divided by T2 minus T1. Hence, this will be equal to minus of R2, it is 0.4 mole per liter minus 0.5 mole per liter divided by time is 10 minutes. Therefore, the duration is 10 minutes. So, it will be by 10. So, minus of minus becomes plus therefore it is 0.2a and hence it has to be 1 by 2. Okay, so 1 by 2 into so much. Okay, so it is minus 1 by 2 into minus 0.1 divided by 10, or this becomes equal to 5 into 10 to the power minus 3 mole per liter. Time is in minute, therefore it is mole per liter per minute. Okay, so let us take one more problem. So here the decomposition of N2O5 in CCl4 at 318 Kelvin has been studied by monitoring the concentration of N2O5 in the solution. Identify the concentration of N2O5 is 2.33 mole per liter, and after 184 minutes it is reduced to 2.08 mole per liter. The reaction takes place according to the equation. 2 moles of N2O5 reacts giving 4 moles of NO2 plus 1 mole of O2 oxygen. Calculate the average rate of the reaction in terms of hours, minutes and seconds. What is the rate of reaction of NO2 during this period? So again, according to the equation, 2 moles of N2O5 is decomposing giving 4 moles of NO2 and 1 mole of O2. So rate of the reaction for this reaction is given as rate is equal to minus 1 by 2 into rate of disappearance of N2O5, therefore N2 concentration of delta of N2O5 divided by delta T, which is equal to plus 1 by 4 times rate of appearance of NO2 with respect to time, which is again equal to rate of appearance of oxygen with respect to time. So now according to the given parameter, the concentration of N2O5 decreases from 2.33 mole per liter to 2.08 mole per liter, 2.33 mole per liter to 2.08 mole per liter in 184 minutes. Therefore, rate of the reaction is minus half into 2.08 minus 2.33 mole per liter divided by 184 minutes, and hence it comes out as minus of minus becomes plus, therefore it is half into 0.25 divided by 184. Okay, and it comes out as 6.79 into 10 to the power minus 4 mole per liter per minute. It is asked to find out the rate of the reaction in terms of minutes, hours and seconds. So this is for 1 minute. So if it has to be converted into hours, this is for 1 minute. So for 60 minutes, how much it will be? So this has to be multiplied with 60. So in terms of rate of the reaction in hours will be equal to 6.79 into 10 to the power minus 4 into 60. Therefore, it comes out as 4.07 into 10 to the power minus 3 mole per liter per hour. And similarly, rate of the reaction is also asked to find out in terms of seconds. So, rate of reaction in seconds will be equal to, this is for 1 minute or 60 seconds, and therefore for 1 second how much it will be. So, it has to be this has to be divided by 60, and hence it will be 6.79 into 10 to the power minus 4 divided by 60, and this comes out as 1.13 into 10 to the power minus 5. Unit is mole per liter per second. This is about the first part. And in the second part, it is asked what is the rate of production of NO2 during this period. So, let me erase this. Yes. So, rate of production of NO2. So, rate of the reaction is equal to minus 1 by 2 times delta N2O5 divided by delta T, which is also equal to 1 by 4 times delta NO2 divided by delta T. Therefore, rate of the reaction is equal to 1 by 4 times delta NO2 divided by delta T. Now, rate of the reaction we know, therefore, this is the rate of appearance of NO2. Therefore, rate of production or appearance, production of NO2 will be equal to, rate is equal to 1 by 4 into delta of NO2 divided by delta T. So, this moves here, therefore, it will be equal to 4 times the rate of the reaction, and hence it will be 4 into 6.79 into 10 to the power minus 4. So, this comes out as 2.72 into 10 to the power minus 3 mole per liter per minute. Okay, mole per liter per minute. So, this is about the problems. So, basically average rate of the reaction is nothing but the rate of decrease of concentration of the reactant with respect to time, and similarly it is also equal to rate of production of the product with respect to time.